Roman Empire 750 BCE to 641 AD. According to legend, Rome was founded by Romulus and Remus in 753 BC. The Romans began taking over other cities until they controlled the whole of Italy, including the island of Sicily, Corsica, and Sardinia. By 100 BC, and with their great rivals, the Carthaginians defeated most of the northern Mediterranean is in Roman hands, including Greece, large part of the Spain and Turkey, and lands in North Africa. The empire grows bigger due to the conquest of first Pompey and then Julius Caesar. Caesar even invaded Britain but failed to occupy the island. Augustus, Caesar's successor and first Roman emperor, expands the empire to include Egypt, the Balkans, and complete control of Spain. Emperor Claudius invaded Britain and succeeded where Caesar failed 96 years earlier. One of the most important Roman forts in the north is established at Vindolanda. The empire reaches its fullest extent under the Emperor Trajan. Trajan's successor is the Emperor Hadrian, who pulled back the boundaries of the empire. In Britain, he draws a line from the coast to coast and builds his famous wall. Constantine is proclaimed emperor at York. He is the first emperor to support Christianity. The army withdraws from Britain. The soldiers are needed elsewhere because the empire is under attack from all sides. Rome's once mighty empire is in state to rapid decline. The last legitimate Western emperor is driven out of Italy. Romans had polytheist religion. They used to worship planets. Romans ruled over 5 million square kilometer area. Julius Caesar, the famous dictator of Roman history, 100 BCE to 44 BCE. 60 BC, Caesar, Crassus, and Pompey formed the first triumvirate, a political alliance that dominated Roman politics for several years. Caesar rose to become one of the most powerful politicians in the Roman Republic through a string of military victories in the Gallic Wars, completed by 51 BC, which greatly extended Roman territory. During this time, he both invaded Britain and built a bridge across the Rhine River. These achievements and the support of his veteran army threatened to eclipse the standing of Pompey, who had realigned himself with the Senate after the death of Crassus in 53 BC. After the Gallic Wars, Senate ordered him to step down, which means the prosecution of Julius. He marched towards Rome with the great army and finally won. Caesar began a program of social and government reforms, including the creation of the Julian calendar. He gave citizenship to many residents of far regions of the Roman Republic, especially Egyptians. He initiated land reforms and support for veterans. He centralized the bureaucracy of the Republic and was eventually proclaimed dictator for life. On the Ides of Mar, 15th March 44 BC, Caesar was assassinated by a group of rebellious senators. led by Brutus and Cassius, who stabbed him to death. Caesar's great-nephew and adopted heir, Octavian, later known as Augustus, rose to the sole power after defeating his opponent in a civil war. Octavian set about solidifying his power, and the era of the Roman Empire began. Where are Egyptians elite in the whole game? Want to know? Julius Caesar met Cleopatra in 48 BCE. When Julius Caesar arrived in Alexandria during her feud with her brother Ptolemy XIII, Caesar was dazzled by the sight of the young queen in her royal garb, and the two soon became allies and lovers. When Ptolemy XII died in 51 BCE, the throne passed to his young son Ptolemy XIII and the daughter Cleopatra VII. In the Egyptian scheme, pharaohs marry a sister to ensure the rulership never leaves the royal family. So she married to her younger brother Ptolemy XIII while she was 18 years old, and the Ptolemy XIII, her brother, was of 10 years in 51 BCE. Her first sibling husband, Ptolemy XIII, ran her out of Egypt after she tried to take sole possession of the throne. Cleopatra regained the upper hand by the teaming with Julius Caesar, and the Ptolemy drowned in the Nile River after being defeated in battle. She married with her second youngest brother, Ptolemy XIV. She used Julian to regain of power, and the title of pharaoh only became possible of Julius Caesar, assistance in civil wars. Caesar sought money for repayment of the debt incurred by Cleopatra's father, Julius, as he struggled to retain his throne. Caesar and Cleopatra became lovers and spent the winter besieged in Alexandria. In June 47 BCE, she gave birth to Ptolemy Caesar, known to the people of Alexandria as Caesarion or Little Caesar. Julius Caesar nipped the rebellion and returned to Rome. Cleopatra paid at least one state visit to Rome, accompanied by her husband, brother, and son. Julius Caesar was stabbed to death by the opposite senators in 44 BC. Cleopatra returned to Egypt in 44 BCE, where her husband and brother Ptolemy XIV died. To reinforce her, she made Mark Antony fall in her love. Mark Antony was the heir of Caesar's authority in Rome and controller of power at Eastern Rome. In 40 BCE, Cleopatra gave birth to twins Antony children, whom she named Alexander Helios and Cleopatra Selene. Antony left to Italy to conclude dialogues with Octavian, and in the light of dialogues, he also married Octavian's sister. 3 years later, Antony was convinced that he and Octavian could never come to terms, his marriage to Octavia now an irrelevance. He returned to the east and reunited with Cleopatra. Antony needed Cleopatra's financial support for his post-Spain Parthian campaign. In return, Cleopatra requested the return of much of the Egypt's Eastern Empire, including large portion of Syria and Lebanon. In 34 BCE, Antony proclaimed Caesarion to be the Caesar's son. It was clear to Octavian that in presence of Caesarion's son, his throne got in danger. Octavian started propaganda that Antony will is confiscated, containing that Roman's capital is being moved to Alexandria, and Antony has given the Roman possession to the Cleopatra's Egypt. Roman Senate sacked Antony's authorities and Octavian declared war against Cleopatra. They lost the naval Battle of Actium and fled to Egypt. On receiving false news of Cleopatra's death, Antony committed suicide and thus followed by Cleopatra in 30th BCE. Roman Empire continued to spread and reached at its peak by 117 AD. Roman Empire started in trouble in 117 AD onward. By 476 AD, Western Roman Empire fell down, but Eastern Empire managed to survive, which later pronounced Byzantine or Roman Empire till 641 AD. The same group of people traveled from Macedonia to Roman Empire and then from Western to Eastern Empire.